everyone. I'm Anna, and today Alex and I are going to talk about something very important for every English learner and for every person in general, because fear and lack of confidence can stop people from expressing themselves even when they actually know what to say. And this is something that happens to many learners. So, today we will explore how to overcome this feeling and start speaking with more confidence in a natural and comfortable way.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex, and I think confidence is one of the most important skills in communication because even if your grammar is not perfect, when you speak with confidence, people understand you better and respect your message more. And this is why building confidence is just as important as learning vocabulary or grammar. And today we will talk about how to develop that confidence step by step in real life situations.
When we talk about fear, we should understand that fear usually comes from thinking too much about mistakes, because many learners worry about saying something wrong or sounding not perfect or being judged by others, and this creates pressure in the mind. And when your mind is under pressure, it becomes harder to speak naturally. So the first step is to understand that making mistakes is a normal and necessary part of learning.
Yes, and in fact, mistakes are not something to be afraid of because every mistake you make gives you an opportunity to learn something new. And when you correct yourself or get feedback, you improve much faster. So instead of avoiding mistakes, you should accept them as part of your learning process and even welcome them as a sign that you are actively practicing and growing.
Another important idea is that confidence does not come from knowing everything perfectly, but from practicing consistently. Because when you practice speaking every day, even for a short time, your brain becomes more comfortable with the language. And over time, you begin to speak more naturally without overthinking every word or sentence. And this is how fluency slowly develops.
Yes, and repetition plays a very important role here because the more you repeat certain phrases, expressions, and conversations, the more natural they become in your memory. And eventually, you don't have to think about them consciously, they just come out automatically. And this is what makes a big difference between a beginner and a confident speaker.
Let's talk about a very practical method that can help you improve your confidence, and that is speaking to yourself in English. Because when you practice alone, you don't feel pressure and you can focus on expressing your thoughts freely. And this helps you build the habit of thinking in English instead of translating everything from your native language.
Yes, and when you start thinking in English, your speaking becomes much faster and smoother because you don't need to translate in your head. And this reduces hesitation and makes your speech more natural. And you can practice this by describing your daily activities, talking about your plans, or even just narrating what you were doing at the moment.
Another powerful way to build confidence is to start with simple sentences and gradually increase complexity. Because if you try to speak with very difficult structures from the beginning, you may feel overwhelmed and lose confidence. But if you start with simple and clear sentences, you can express your ideas more easily and build a strong foundation.
Yes, and as you become more comfortable, you can slowly add more details, use new vocabulary, and create longer sentences. And this gradual improvement helps you feel more in control of your speaking, which naturally increases your confidence and reduces fear.
It is also important to understand that confidence comes from action, not from waiting, because many people think they will feel confident first and then start speaking. But in reality, confidence comes after you start taking action. And each time you speak, you become a little bit more confident than before.
Yes, and this means you don't need to wait until you feel ready. You can start right now, even if you feel nervous, because every small step you take builds your confidence over time. And the more you practice, the more natural and comfortable speaking English will become for you.
Sometimes people compare themselves to others and feel less confident, but this is not a helpful approach because everyone has their own learning speed and their own journey. And the most important thing is to focus on your own progress instead of comparing yourself to others.
Yes, and when you focus on your own improvement, you start to notice your progress, even if it is small. And this motivates you to continue because you can see that you are actually getting better. And this positive feeling strengthens your confidence and keeps you moving forward.
Another key point is positive self talk, because the way you talk to yourself has a strong influence on your mindset. And if you constantly say things like, I can't do this, or this is too hard, you will feel less confident. But if you say, I am improving and I can do this step by step, your mindset becomes stronger and more positive.
Yes, and your mindset directly affects your performance because when you believe in yourself, you are more likely to take action, speak more, and practice more. And this creates a positive cycle where confidence and improvement support each other.
At the end of the day, building confidence is a journey, not a quick result, and it requires patience, consistency, and a positive attitude. But if you stay committed and continue practicing every day, you will definitely see progress and feel more confident in your English speaking abilities.
Yes, and remember that every expert was once a beginner, so your current level does not define your future. And with consistent effort, you can become a confident and fluent speaker over time.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's conversation here on English Conversation Studio, and we hope this long and natural conversation helps you feel more confident and motivated to improve your English speaking skills step by step.
If you enjoyed this conversation, please subscribe to English Conversation Studio and support our channel.
Also, don't forget to share this with your friends who are learning English.
Thank you very much for listening and practicing English with us today.
Stay confident, keep practicing, and we will see you again in our next conversation on English Conversation Studio.